Ryan McMillan here, guys, assistant coach at the Power. Obviously this week with Carlton, it's a big challenge after coming off a good win in Darwin last week versus Richmond. So look, obviously they have a very good midfield, so that's where it's going to be very important for us to match it in there with them. And we'll jump to the team. We might as well start and talk about the midfield early. Obviously, certainly think we can get an advantage with Brogan in the ruck. He's been very good for us over the last couple of weeks. Last week versus Brown, certainly dominated the hit-outs. I think he had 35 hit-outs for the match. So obviously they'll probably bring back Warnock this week, and Hampson's been doing a bit of ruck work for him, and Sedandero Halpin's their second ruck. So we certainly think we can get an advantage in through the rucks. Obviously our three on ballers, Travis Boak, Hamish Hartland, Matt Thomas. Travis last week, very good for us. Can play a variety of roles. He can play wing, half forward, through the centre square. Very important stoppage player for us. Can win the clearances and get outside as well. Hamish last week, very good again. He can find the ball. We know he can use the ball, so we'll be looking for him to get the ball on the outside. Matty Thomas, obviously probably our best first possession player this year, and certainly our number one stopper. And he'll get a variety of roles through there. They've got a lot of very good on ballers. Murphy, Judd, obviously, and Ellard. These boys can also go in there and win their first possession, so he'll be vital for us through there. Pearson Corns on the wing. Obviously, once again, they have a lot of blokes. Simpson, Scotland, Murphy will play out on the wings as well. So these two blokes will have vital roles to play there as well. Pierce, very good last week, 10 inside 50s, which led the competition. And Kane, again, solid there, and he'll certainly play a role for us at some stage. We'll just go through the back line now. We've got Pettigrew, Chaplin and Pittard on the half-back. Pettigrew, he's been solid all year. Very good defending and has certainly done a role there. They've obviously got a lot of small half forwards that play fifth and sixth. There's Betts and Garland, etc. that can all play down there. Chaplin, once again, he's been rock solid for us. Certainly foundation there that we're building around, and he'll get the role on a Jared Wade or a Halpin at times. Pittard also, he'll play on one of the smalls, but we'll certainly release him up through the middle of the ground and use his kick and his speed through the middle of the ground. Tommy Logan, Carlisle and Trengove back there on the last line. Tommy, he's done a super job this year, probably our most consistent player, and last week also, able to shut down their Richmond small forwards, and we're looking for him to do a similar role this week. Carlisle will take the tall forward down there that plays closer to goal. No goals against last week, and did the job on Rewald, who's been very good for Richmond this year and over the last 12 months, probably the number one forward in the comp. So Bobby's job last week was terrific, and we expect that from him again this week. And Jackson, obviously, can play a variety of roles. He can play forward, back, and ruck. So, he certainly gives us the flexibility down there if they go tall or small. Just with the forwards, obviously half forward, Broadbent, Schultz and Gray. Robbie, I think he's kicked 11 goals in the last 3 weeks for us. So he's, along with him and Schultz, I think Schultz has kicked 9, so they've kicked 20 between them in the last 3 weeks. So, they're certainly our avenues to go, and Schultz gives us the option. He can lead up the ground or he can play closer to goal. Robbie, obviously the flexibility with their gun on ballers, we'll be looking for him to go through the centre square, maybe play a bit of wing, but also play forward and out of the cage. Matty Broadbent, probably one of our most improved players this year. Certainly another one who we can certainly rotate through on ball and can do a job on the oppo's gun midfielder when we need to. So, he'll be important this week, maybe even shutting down one of their wings or playing forward and kicking some goals for us. Down closer to goal, Phillips, Westhoff and Motlop. Phillips had our most pressure acts last week. He's certainly a live wire. He's got terrific leg speed. He can get up the ground, up and back, and certainly get over the back, and plays a very similar role to what their small forwards do also, which we know Betts and Garlick are terrific in that and rated across the competition. Phillips is only a step below them. He's starting to really come into his own now, and his performance last week, although not a lot of stats, was very important to the side. Westhoff, obviously we know what he can do. He can pinch hit in the ruck and get up and down the ground. He's great engine on him, and we'll look for something along those lines. He was very good last week at penetrating, meters game, being able to break the lines. That's what we're after with him. And Motts, once again, you could almost say he's one of the flexible ones as well. Played a bit down back last week, certainly defended very well, and his forward pressure in the front half of the ground's vital to the way we want to play, and he sets up a lot. He's certainly a leader out on the field, and we'll be looking for the same from him again this week. Just onto the bench, obviously with the late Sunday game, it's an extended bench. O'Shea, Hitchcock, Surgeon, Jacobs, Banner, Moore and Ebert. Obviously Cam O'Shea, Benny Jacobs, a couple of young blokes that certainly been very good for us this year. They give us flexibility, their good kicks, their work rate, their commitment to putting the team first, etc., has always been high on their priorities, and that's why they'll continue to play. Hitchcock and Surgeon, they can both play forward. So there's always a chance that they'll be rotating through that half forward line. Ebert and Moore, they can certainly play. They can play on ball along with Banner, and that they also give us that flexibility which you need in the modern game. So that's about it, guys. We'll see how we go this weekend.
Fantastic. Thanks, mate.